A thumbs down already, cheeky buggers. Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome. As you can see, I have a new guest. Not only new to Naturevape, I don't think you've ever been on a YouTube channel before, have you?
No.
Actually, and I haven't put your name up, but this is Rosie. Rosie's one of my customers. And for those of you in our very small little WhatsApp group, you'll probably recognise this is Rosie from the group. I won't tell you too much. I'll let Rosie tell her own story. So we'll get into her sort of vaping journey as we go along. Rosie can explain all of that. But for now, let's say hello to one or two people. We've got 20 odd in chat, I think. So there's one or two there. Because you know, Rosie, everyone's going to say, hey, who's this? Can you tell us again? Because we weren't here at the start. So we'll we'll go to chat. We'll go to chat. Mick King, good evening to you. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, show starting at 9 tonight. I have changed that colour. I'm hoping that people can read it a bit better now. It was like a very leery green before. Dion78, good evening to you. Gary Tucker, evening Gary. All has been revealed, Gary. Poor Gary. Trying to guess in our group. Who is it? Who is it? Albert, good evening to you. Who else have we got? Mark Trigwell, very good evening to you. Evening, all you lovely folk. You hear that, Rosie? We're lovely folk. Why doesn't that add to the broadcast?
Great.
Yeah, it is on there. Thank you, Daniel. Evening, Mark and Rosie. Adrian, evening to you. Lynn Smith, one of my spanners. I don't know if you can see that, Rosie, but basically anyone with a spanner beside, which is so far Daniel and Lynn, they're there to adjudicate, and if anyone's a naughty boy, they'll block them. Bosh.
That's good. Good.
They are my police. Fortunately, we don't have too much need to. We've got a lovely bunch that normally join us. Rufus, evening to you. Mark, I've said, I think, Mark Trigwell. Then I've said, Paul and Boy, evening, Paul. Gary Steed, hi Mark, you were right. Black Prince, nice with Diplomat. Wow, good, excellent. I'm pleased you like it, Gary. Keith Parker, evening to you. Is Keith in our group? Can't remember. Are you, Keith? You were. Perhaps you left. Perhaps you got bored. Shrek, evening Shrek, and Kevin Smith. Right, there you go. So to warm us up, Rosie, why don't you tell everyone what you're vaping on, and we'll get a bit to your like story, if you like, or your journey as we go along. But just tell everyone what you're vaping on. You can hold it up and show them if you want.
So the first one is the Grand Reserve Virginia, because I couldn't get the standard. It sold out.
No one can.
I came to the party, it was about 4 weeks ago, so that was the one that was left, but I absolutely love it. So I've got that on the mix. And then I've got the signature Kentucky.
Just stop you there. That was a K-Fun on top there, wasn't it?
It was my birthday present.
Yeah, she slooped that away quick.
Sorry, I have no experience of this, so I might do it. The Diplomat, yeah, with the freehand bell, I think that one is, with the signature Kentucky. I love that one. And On the Nest, which I absolutely love. Hang on.
The Nest. What about that?
I love this thing. I just don't like. I just think it's amazing. So I've been on this constantly. And in this, I've got some, 33 milligram that was sent by mistake, not from Mark, from somebody else.
Yeah.
That I use, but it's perfect for the Nest. So yeah, that's what I'm vaping on, those three.
Excellent. Those three things. Well, I think that's enough. And like I say, we'll get into Rosie's story in a little while, but let's just say Rosie hasn't been vaping very long, and to have that little gathering of stuff, I think is quite incredible, really. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Keith, what's Keith put? WhatsApp group invite only, email or contact Mark. Oh, I see. That's Daniel. That is. What group, Keith? What group? Finger on the pulse, Keith. Yeah, we'll sort it out, Keith. I'm sure you'll be a welcome member. Right, what am I vaping on? Well, for once, I haven't got a green battery in here, so you can see it. That's in the ragger. I usually put a green battery in there so it blends in with my green screen. And I've got the 850 bridge in there and the St. George in that one. I have also got, because we're sort of a bit diplomat mad at the moment, I'm sorry, Rose, I'm going to make you jealous now. I've got Stab Wood balance mod with the diplomat on top. So quiet this is, isn't it?
I am jealous of that mod.
Just dead quiet. And because I knew I had advance warning that I knew Rosie liked the Nest, so I thought, well, I better fire one up too. So I've got mine on the clutch, and inside there, I thought I'd go for a bit of mother's milk with some cookies. There's mother's milk and cookies. it's a bit of a sort of custardy, cookity, that sort of thing. So
nice.
I wonder how often we'll have to fill this up, because the Nest just goes on and on and on. Anyone who's had one will know that it's a dripper, but you don't have to drip it very often. And I've had this thing going around with me as well. It's just I go to work, I chuck it in my pocket. I've usually got two actually, and like typically today it's been these two. I just don't like taking the diplomat out. Although this is mine now, it's not Nathan's. I still don't like it leaving the house. It's too nice. So, and this is just the BP80, and inside there I've got, I think it was some, what juice was it? It was bar juice. I had a bottle of bar juice, and I put that as raspberries, cherries, and strawberries or something. So it's a bit random with mint, and it's all right, but I couldn't vape it all the time. So they're okay. Those coils aren't too bad for a stock coil. Pretty decent. So have we got any questions in chat? Let's have a look. Can you see chat, Rosie? Okay.
I think I can, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anything that I think, like, let's put Shrek's up, Blast from the Past. If I put it there, you can read it probably easier. The Nest Tank, or where have I put it? Yeah, you see, Shrek. I've got a couple more if you need to buy one. Just a couple.
I love it. I'd absolutely love it.
I know you do. I know you do. Which is, it's lovely here. Lovely here. There was like criticisms when it came out of it as a faff to build, etc., etc. I did this tonight in about 2 minutes, and it, put a build in it, off it went. And I thought, well, that's not really a faff, is it? I don't think. It's more of a faff to keep getting your bottle out and dripping in a dripper every 2 minutes. Right, Grateful Ant Roofers, yeah, there's nothing there. Billy Lee Rice, good evening to you. Charlie Stewart. Did I say hello to Charlie? I don't think I did. I'm looking to see if anyone's got a question. Still works, Shrek, still working. Don't you feel sorry for him? Poor Shrek. Oh. John Bullock. Hi, Mark, and everyone in chat. Good evening to you. Can't be working that hard, Shrek, if you can tap away on your phone. How hard is he working? Tell his boss. Someone tell his boss he's not working hard enough. I think he's still driving coaches. I think he's a coach driver. I think so. Right, okay. Well, for once, I'm terrible with chat as well, Rosie. I let it go and I'll never keep up. Terrible. But I think tonight I am, at the minute, up to date. So, would you like to tell everyone a bit of a background about you? How you? I mean, I won't put words in your mouth, but I know you found another reviewer before you found Naturevape, didn't you? Which I know helped you a lot. So, if you can just perhaps go bit of background. There you go, and I'll shut up, which is going to be quite lovely for me. Let someone else do the work.
Oh, well, thanks for having me on the show. And apologies if, I'm not an exciting guest. I've never been on any YouTube channel before. And like Mark has said, I'm very new to vaping. So I was trying to work out when it was that I got my first RTA. I think it was the last week of February. And I got the Valor or Valor RTA. And I found a review by Nathan and followed what he was doing. Thought, this is never going to work. I don't understand how I'm going to be able to do this. And to my astonishment, it worked. And I think it's been about 5-6 weeks since then. And I've got on the RTA train. But for me, it's been the move to vaping has been out of necessity because I ended up actually hospitalised and was nearly put on a ventilator. So I had to stop smoking. And when I first tried vaping, I went to my local vape shop and I said, where do I start? And they gave me a disposable, and I thought, oh my God, this is just so sweet. And I just didn't get on with it at all. So I did a bit of research, which I like doing. I'm a bit interested in the minutiae of life, you could say. And found that people were saying that if you want to go for the naturally extracted tobaccos, which I tried and absolutely loved, you really need to go rebuildable. So I thought, well, I just won't be able to do it, but I will give it a try, and then I can say I've tried it. And if it didn't work, it doesn't work. But it did, and that velour, I use every day now. It's got the St. George in it at the moment, and I absolutely love it. So since that order I put into Naturevape, who I found through Nathan's channel, I think was last week of February, and since then I have probably purchased too much stuff. But for me, it's been life-changing because I haven't smoked in that time, and I've found a way of, not smoking. So it's been a very steep learning curve, and there's probably a lot that I don't know, and I'm still learning as I go. So this morning, for example, I had the Nest on this Core Fire mod, and it was charging, and I don't know what happened, but it auto fired, and thankfully it was the Nest on the top of it, because it holds so much juice that it was auto firing, and the coil didn't burn out. I'd managed to get it off on time, but the mod's totally broken. So I'm glad I've got another mod to put it on, because I love the Nest. That's the first RDA I tried. So I probably need to stop buying things. But for
Second
me,
RDA, you had the Tomahawk as well, didn't you?
oh, the Tokamak. So
Tokamak, sorry.
the Tokamak, and it might just be me being new to it and so inexperienced, but the throat hit on that thing was so immense. I could not find a way of reducing the throat hit, and it's probably due to me doing it wrong. But the Nest is, I've had that running all the time. So that's my story, really. It got to the point where before I went into hospital, because I live on my own, well, I live with my cat, Daphne. She'll probably come on the screen at some point.
Daphne.
She will make an appearance. When I was getting, seriously ill, it got to the point where I just couldn't function at all. And it got to a point where I had double pneumonia to actually get myself to the hospital. And the doctor, said to me, it was like, you need to stop now. So the reason I've been so committed to the rebuildables is because the net liquids that I've tried are working, but the only way I've been able to use them is by going down the rebuildable route. And so far, nothing's leaked and nothing's been spitting. So something is going right. I just don't have a lot of experience. So yeah, that's my background really. And Mark has been hugely instrumental in my journey as well. I mean, Nathan won't even know that he has been instrumental because I've never spoken to him, but I've watched a lot of his reviews. But Mark has been so helpful, and every time I've had a question, he's helped me out. And joining that Naturevape WhatsApp group has just been amazing because I feel that it's a place that there's, you ask questions and none of them are stupid questions, and people give advice and recommendations. So to me, I can honestly say without Naturevape and Mark and Nathan, I'm not sure it would have been as successful as it has been. So yeah, that's why Mark wanted to get me on the show as the mystery guest.
The mystery guest. Well,
Yeah.
some lovely comments there, and thanks, Rosie, for
Mm.
for appreciating what I try and do. I don't always get stuff right, but it's nice that it does work a lot of the time. And Nathan, of course, as we know, just there's no one nicer, is there? And
Oh,
he's
he's lovely.
he's passionate as well, and he enjoys doing what he's doing, and he would, I'm sure, try and help if he could, because that's just Nathan. That's his way, he would be really pleased to hear that you've gone from being were you a heavy smoker? It was roll ups, wasn't it?
I was definitely a heavy smoker.
So you've gone from heavy smoker to vapor, and he did try and get one of the guys, I think it worked for him, a builder, and he tried to get him on vaping and just couldn't. And he gave him stuff and like, I've set it up, just use it. And he couldn't. So, Nathan would be very pleased that another tick is another one he's got off the cigarettes. So, that would be good.
I love his videos as well because I mean, I've spent my whole life doing research as part of my, job and course that I've done, which has involved being, interested in the real nitty gritty of stuff. And Nathan goes through things so precisely that it just fascinates me. So when I was wicking that Valor for the first time, I was doing it as he was doing it. And when I tried it out, I nearly cried. I couldn't believe it was working. I just thought,
It,
what?
it's a satisfying feeling when I remember when I did it, and I was like, I did that. I made that work. And I was like a lot of years ago, and the RTAs weren't as good as they are now. But you still made it work. You made it happen. You think, well, that's better than I mean, in the early days, there was silica wicks that you probably won't know anything about, but they were like a little cartomizer with like these dangly ropes called a Vivi Nova was one of them, and it was like they were just bits of string dangling down, and it was silica wick that was silica. If it's dry and you sort of go like that in your fingers in the sunlight, you can see it glistening coming out. So it's like
Oh,
glass. Oh, that's no good to you, is it? So we've come a long way with our organic cotton and things like that. So there's one or two people that have made comments, all with praise. Paul, well done to you. Matt Chandler, Eden Matt. Bravo Rosie from Mark Trigwell. Billy Lee Rice, amazing. Well done on quitting. Daniel, what's Daniel put? Rosie, for your first show, you're doing fabulous, and well done for getting off
Oh,
the cogs. You got off the cogs,
apparently.
Daniel. Fat finger Daniel. He's got his cogs and sinks in the muddle, getting these worms in the middle. We know what you meant, Daniel. Thanks, Daniel. Oh, he's put there, look, six. So he's going to tell me off for that tomorrow. If I speak to him tomorrow, he'll tell me off. Mark Triggle, Daphne and Winston. Yeah, Daphne the cat and Winston.
She'll make an. In fact, you can see her in the background. That's a portrait I had done of her.
Oh, right behind you. Yeah.
Mm.
I can see that. Yeah. Matt, hope you're all well, guys. Yep, we're okay, Matt. Hope you are too. Adrian Mason, well done with switching Rosie. Keith, keep learning, Rosie. That's half the fun.
Oh yeah.
Keith really did struggle with shiny-itis. Sorry, Keith, but it's true, and it is an illness. When you're like you got the Diplomat. Why did you want another one? Well, because I did, and it's an option. It's another choice.
Too much Diplomat stuff.
Yeah, but we all do. Even I mean, how much stuff have I got? But something new comes out, I think, well, I've got to try it. What the hell?
Oh yeah.
Naturevape, same here, Rosie. Mark's a saint. So all that horrible stuff I said about Daniel, he's calling me a saint. Without him, so many people would probably still be smoking. There you go. Thanks, Matt. Rosie's by far your best looking guest.
Oh my God.
Mr. Lol. Neil Pitts, good evening to you. Yeah, back to the dark ages with a Vivi Nova. But you've got to explain some background, haven't you? John Vaping Joker, evening to you. And that's Keith says I still do. He's still got shiny-itis, you see, you can't help it. So that's where we are. But like picking up on a couple of points that you made there, I think to start vaping in February and go from like one stock coil product, no, don't like it, rebuildable, and go from that to building like the Diplomat, the Velour, the K-Fun that you've now got, the Nest as well. I mean, when you tried the Nest, I thought, I'm not sure if Rosie's going to like this one, but I mean, you love it, don't you?
I absolutely love it, and that's why I was so devastated when this thing started auto firing because I thought, all my mods are side by side. What am I going to put this thing on? But I've got it on the pennon.
On the pennon, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
That'll
right.
work on there. But I mean, we do know you got the sort of 24 mil the Nest, isn't it? And there's a 22 millimeter like recess in there. So perhaps just if the 510 reaches, in other words, the thread reaches the bottom, it's all good. It's all good. Doesn't matter if it fits and works. Great.
I love it.
No problem at all there. So the other thing that struck me with what you were saying there is that I also had pneumonia. That was my start of vaping as well because
Really?
Yeah, I did. I caught pneumonia, and it's a bacterial virus, I think, isn't it? That, from what I understand, and I actually thought I was having a heart attack. This was, I'm going to say 11, 12 years ago, but I don't know what it was like for you, but I couldn't. I
thought I was dying.
I came home from work one day and I felt absolutely shattered. I didn't want any tea. I could barely drive the car home. I was exhausted. I went to bed and within half an hour I couldn't lay down. I had chest pains and I sat up, I coughed, it was like a rattle, and I thought, oh God, what is happening? Pains in my chest, and I thought, what on earth is going on? Phoned you know, the medical lot, they couldn't send a doctor or an ambulance or anything for, I think it was 11 hours or something. And this was a lot of years ago. So things haven't got any better, have they? And then a guy turned up. He said, I don't know what's wrong with you. He said, it could be a heart attack, or a heart problem. So I can't risk taking you in my car in case something happens on the way. So you're going to have to wait for this ambulance. So I sort of kind of sat there again, and every time I laid down, I couldn't get a breath.
That's
So
exactly what happened
is
to
that
me.
yeah? So I ended up. I mean, I eventually got to the hospital. They X-rayed me. They said, "Yeah, you got pneumonia." I was coughing up like this dark brown blood type stuff, and I was like, "Oh Jesus!" But it sounds gross. Sorry, folks. But for I think it was 3 nights, all I could do was sit at a desk in a chair like I'm in now and go to sleep on with my head in my on my arms. Other than that, I couldn't lay down, and it lasted. I mean, I remember going to the doctors as well. And you're obviously done it. I'd never done it before, like this puff test. So you got like a tube, and you have to
This spirometry. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
whatever it was. And she said, "Good God, you got the lungs of a 70-year-old." I said, "Well, I've just had pneumonia. Give me a chance." And she was really dismissive. And I take it you're not smoking now. You're a bloody idiot if you are, and all this sort of stuff. I thought, help me along here. So that wasn't very good. But antibiotics obviously cleared it quite quick. But even a week later, I remember going to cut the grass outside, and I've got a Hater petrol self-propelled lawnmower, so I don't have to push it or anything. And I cut one strip, and I stopped at the end. And I thought, oh, knackered. One strip of grass, and I went inside and slept for 4 hours in the chair. It just absolutely knocked the stuffing out of me. 6 months it took to get through that.
I
So
mean, that when I was getting ill for a long time before I ended up in it, and I just assumed it was because I smoked, and I didn't think that I had pneumonia. And in the end, when I rang 111 and said, I've got one of these pulse oximeters and it's telling me that my oxygen saturation is like 84, which is 999 territory.
yeah,
They actually said they didn't believe I could be talking if it was that low. So they said, well, just drive to A&E. So I drove to A&E, and when I got in there, I ended up in hospital for quite a while. And even now, I'm still not fully recovered. And this was November, so I couldn't work, couldn't function, couldn't do anything at all.
how far back have I gone in chat? Sorry. I don't know where we got to. Hey, Phyllis. What's that? Fell asleep?
Fell asleep.
Someone said hello to Tina. Evening, Tina. I didn't even see Tina was in chat. Well, how come I've missed all this chat? What have I missed? What have I missed? Let's go with Matt. It's nice to hear a success story in these dark times of vaping. Broken mod equals new mod times shiny-itis. Exactly, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rufus. Albert. It took me a couple of years before I started building on RTAs. Never mind a couple of months. Well done. Exactly right. I mean, I just find that astounding because I know how many people that I've sold things to, and that, to be blunt, they've rung me up sometimes. So, yeah, I bought so and so off you, and it's crap. Why is it crap? Shall we start from the start? And to be blunt, that's why I started doing these YouTube reviews. They weren't really reviews; they were more instruction manuals. They were more, you bought this RTA, now this is how you put a coil in it and a wick in it, and off you go. Copy me, you'll be good. A bit like you copied Nathan, and you were
And
good,
you,
you know.
and both of you.
both of us. So, and that's what they're really all about. And I think Nathan's are a bit the same, aren't they? You know, they're instructional ones as well as, you know, he doesn't really pick up a product and say, I like this about it, don't like that, they should have done that. He doesn't do any of that, does he? He brings out the best of what he's got, I think, in front of him. Coil, Eden Mark and chat, is that Rosie? It is indeed Rosie. I should have put her name. I did have one here, didn't I? It is Rosie. There you go. Got it there. All good. Yeah, sorry, that's a chat. Sometimes I don't see it. If anyone's got a question, just put like NV in capitals or a big R for Rosie, and then ask your question if you've got one.
Look how saturated it still is.
Yeah, it still is, isn't it? Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, they still work. Yeah, flavour van, exactly right. We've got that all to come. We'll perhaps go down that route another time with all the flavour ban and things. Sometimes you don't want to talk about the. I know you've got to. You've got to face realities, but you know you don't want to talk about the worst side, do you, of vaping? Do you know what I mean? I always think we're here to celebrate each other and what we do, and you know that we enjoy our vaping and what works well for us, what doesn't. Do you know what I mean? That's more where I am. Daniel sent Tina a rose. Ooh, I have to watch Daniel. Murray, pneumonia knocks you for 6. I was off work for 3 months. Started vaping after that. So another example from that. It really does, doesn't it? I always associated, all right, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but that was 10 years ago. I always thought of pneumonia as being something that older people got. You know, they have a cold, then they have pneumonia, then.
That's what they thought in hospital. And when I first got in, they were kind of like, well, we'll be sending you home. You've probably just got a minor chest infection.
Yeah. Mm. But no, pneumonia is a sod.
Mm. Oh, Daphne's under my desk, bless her. She might make an appearance.
Mark's playing it down. He bought a new Lamborghini with diplomat bells. God, if I had that kind of money, it wouldn't be a Lamborghini, I can assure you. That Nest RDA is great. Got 2. Thanks, Coil. I mean, there's 1 or 2 of you that I know have got the Nest, but in general, commercially, as I said, it was a bit of a flop. I
can't believe that.
Well, for various reasons, shall we say, it was. And, you know, in some respects, you know, maybe people don't like a mesh coil, but, you know, there were certain reviews, shall we say, at the time that were less than helpful. But, you know, most people in chat would probably know the history of the Nest and where we've been with it. But thank you, Rosie. I haven't vaped the Nest for a fair while myself now, so it's actually quite nice to get it out again and give it a go, because I've been mouth to
I love this thing.
So
I love it. And it's still.
Yeah, I haven't topped mine up. I've just been vaping it. I haven't topped it up. Just done. I doubt that it'll go the whole show, but it'll keep going. And evening, Kieran. So, see Kieran in chat. Another spanner. Yeah, so you went for your Valor, first one that you rebuilt, and then you got the bug.
I did get the bug, and it needs arresting immediately.
It needs reining in.
It does. I've justified the fact that it's going to be my birthday on Saturday as the reason to get that K-Fun. The Diplomat, there was no excuse for at all, apart from, it was shiny, and had all the different bells, and the fact that I only vape net, so it seemed like that was a must-have. But everything else is, yeah, being shiny and kind of, yeah. In fact, everything's so nice, it kind of puts me off taking things out of the flat. That's why this cool fire was good for that until it just started auto firing at
Yeah.
60 watts. Um, but yeah, everything else I've got to, yeah, take good care of. Maybe I need to buy some things to bash about.
It is a problem, isn't it? I mean, I think if you've got like a clone or something like that, you think, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, probably your Valora is probably the best one to take out and about because, you know, in the grand scheme of
I love
things, with what you've got, you know, it's replaceable as well, isn't it? You know, it's
it.
not
Yeah,
expensive if the worst thing happens. But yeah, there's not many that I kind of feel, no, I don't want to take that one out. But I don't think yet I've taken the Diplomat out with me.
I
And
don't think I have either.
maybe that stems from having Nathan's first because I didn't want to put so much blemish on his. You know, I hate borrowing stuff. I really do. It's lovely of him to lend it to me, but yeah, I hate borrowing stuff. So bless him.
Oh, I
We
wish
have
I had
got
someone to borrow things off. I kind of, in the end, it was just trying to do research online, try and find out what people were saying, where to start. And in the end, just I thought I've just got to dive in the deep end and just see what happens. Yeah. Mm.
so. I mean, you haven't. It sounds like you haven't struggled, and like I say, there's a lot of fellas that have joined the vaping and, you know, for one reason or another can't grasp it and they go back to something like the BP80 mod or the stock coil, think, ah, that'll do me, I can't faff about with these rebuildables. But so have you got like your, do you get your build mat out, your build table with your bit?
Right. This is an
What's the
entire another Pandora's box because I currently I've got a desk that I do my job from, but at the moment I've got no, I've got the kit and things to, the ohm reader and the tweezers and stuff, but I haven't got anywhere to stand atomizers that I'm not using. I've got nowhere to kind of put juices, so they're all in a box and I have to get the box out and then kind of rebuild from there. So I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of trying to display everything yet. But it is kind of annoying that every time I want to rewick, because I'm rewicking once a day at the minute, I'm having to get everything out and then put it away again. But yeah, I mean, those concentrates, the La Tabaccaria concentrates, yeah, I think the first order I put in for those was at the same time as the velour. And yeah, I just thought this is great. I can just make it exactly to what strength and ratio I want. And yeah, so I need somewhere to put everything that I've purchased from Naturevape.
so you grasped that as well then. It wasn't either just the like linear range where you nick shot, nick shot, nick shot booster.
I've
You,
only got one from the linear range and it only arrived a few days ago, I think. Yeah.
there's St George, that's a linear one. You've got that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I know of. So your other ones, how are you mixing them up? That like
On the scales.
you're doing it on the scales, are you?
Yeah, so I've got the scales and then I've got the bottle and then I just, tear it every time it's something else and use that. Is it e-liquid calculator? I don't know what website it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And then put the nick shots in, VGPG. And then the gram reserve, I've been doing it 5%, but this signature Kentucky one, I did it 7%. So I've not tried a lot out of that range, but normally I've just gone 50/50, 6 milligrams, because I do vape a lot. Yeah, but all of the juices that I'm vaping, I just did on the scales because yeah, it's just, well, I had to do that because I did try and put in an order for some long fills and the wrong thing arrived, not from Mark, and I just could it didn't get sorted for weeks, and it to me it was an emergency, the whole stopping smoking, so it was essential really. But it's great because out of one of those Grand Reserva concentrates, I've got 200 mil.
You do get a lot, and a lot more
Mm.
from the like the linear range, where you obviously only get 60 mil. But that's another thing, Rosie, that even me, do you know what I mean? I most people, or a big percentage of people, you say, well, mix your own juice. They're like, oh, no, 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 no. But
Really?
oh god, yeah, there's a big fear of people. I don't understand it. I might poison myself with nicotine, or do you know what I mean? That it for some people,
Really?
yeah, honestly, it baffles people, and I still get now on a regular basis. Mark, I want to vape. I don't know, the La Tabaccaria Kentucky. Let's say I want it at 9 milligram strength. I want it 50-50 VG PG. Can you tell me the mixes, please? What I've got to put in? And then I'd always have to email back and say, is your 72 milligram nicotine in PG or VG? Because until you tell me that, I don't
God. Yeah.
know. But yeah, you'd be amazed how many. But so you've
I
got,
thought everybody did that because of the concentrates being the main line sold on the website.
yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose not everyone vapes net tobaccos anyway, but with the whole industry went through a massive phase of like these things. Um, and vaping 3 milligram strength. So one of these went in the earlier times, and have I got one there? Most of them were 60 milligram milliliters at the time, and it was just dump one nick shot in the top, give it a shake, let it steep, and that's there. And to get people from that, which is easy, isn't it? You one nick shot, squirt it in, shake it, put it in your RTA or your stock coil. I mean, God, when you think of the stock coil direct lung tanks that went through smock and all the rest of them that we had, and you probably remember, even if you dig into your subconscious, like you'll go past a bus stop and you'll see someone generating his own weather system. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
you don't really see that so much anymore, do you? And but there was a phase of probably 2 or 3 years ago where even following the car in front, you'd be following this car and out the side of his window. You think, Jesus, what's he vaping in there? But so the
Maybe the
market, he's got a nest.
yeah.
Yeah. Matt, what's Matt put? It was a great piece of kit. I was given one by Naturevape, not my style, but damn good. Yep. So Matt's more of a mouth alone as well, but yeah, he did do a review of the Nest. Oh, Daniel, I'll put it in chat. Even with stars, Daniel, the message comes across. I'll let everyone just read that. Nest was an innovation. Just ordered one off the website. Bless you, Shrek. There you go. See, it's amazing as well, isn't it? It's the kind of product that, I mean, they're not anywhere near sold out. I've got hundreds of them. But if they were, people are like, oh, I wish I'd have bought a Nest. Oh, I could have had
Well,
one.
I couldn't understand why. I was, having a look at some of the reviews, and people were saying, "Do not put cotton in it." And what do I know? I barely know anything. But I was just like, if you're buying something that's manufactured by somebody, why would you not watch their
Follow his way.
instructions? I would have thought anyway. So that was a bit odd, but yeah, no cotton in it.
I
But
think I know what I know the one you're referring to. I think a lot of people probably do. I think he'd had a couple of bevies when he did that. Uh, perhaps, perhaps Professor Plum should have murdered him with a rope in the kitchen. Couldn't resist that. I am, of course, joking. What coil? Just kidding, Rosie. Mark will help anyone. Naturevape is one of them places where it's not about profit; it's about getting products to vapors. Like a middleman, the French connection. Yeah, Shrek's got done early. Oh, you're cleaning now.
I've got the
Oh,
Matafina on the go as well.
coach. Sorry, say again.
I forgot to say I've got the Matafina on the go as well.
You got Matafina
Get out of the lineup.
in
Yeah.
the Diplomat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I said what I had in here. I've got the extra dry for pod in here, the Virginia one, in the Diplomat, and I did say what I had in the Nest, and yeah, and I said St George in the other. So yeah, I missed one as well. Rosie.
See, I've already got 4. That's enough.
Get a
Oh, dear.
Pico, Rosie. Right, the Pico. Pico is a little. They're actually really good. I don't know if I never did sell them, but I have had them. It's a little mod. Basically, it's a bit like the balance in a way. You drop your battery and screw your cap down. It's not a side by side. It goes on top. I had one similar to the Pico. Where is it? Don't know. But yeah, they're a good hardy little mod.
I would like to have something that I felt I could take out of the flat without constant fear of it being
I've got
broken.
several that I get sent. What's this one? Blade. What's a blade? Who made the blade? Someone tell me in chat. Has that got a battery in it?
What's the blade?
Yeah, that's a Joule 18650. I don't even know who made it. Blade. It says blade. I get sent samples designed by us Umia. So that was a sample sent to me. I don't even know where the fire button is. Terrible. I think that's a touch screen fire. I don't know. But yeah, there's some really cheap mods about now. Mods have been about so long. You've only got to look for perhaps an older variant, and you can pick up a mod. Well, we had the Aspire. I've forgotten he left. That was a Joule 18650.
I like the mix. I think that looks sturdy enough. Well, to take out.
Yeah, the mix is a great little mod, but again, 60 watts, and do you want a bit more with the Nest? Perhaps 60 will cover it.
Well, I mean, I've not got any mods that do over 60, so I can't say because I've only tried the Nest at 60. But yeah, I'm really happy with it like that. I mean, I don't know whether is it meant to go higher?
With a mesh coil, you do need more wattage going through it. That's why I put mine on the clutch, because I thought that'll definitely handle it.
How many watts have you got on it?
Well, you don't get. This is like a mechanical mod. In other words, there's regulated and mechanical. Mechanical just basically gives you what's in the battery, so it'll give you the voltage wise. But in the clutch, there's a MOSFET, so it will adjust that wattage for you. I don't know if you can see it. And there's also a safety fuse in the bottom. There you can probably.
So it would fire the number of watts relative to the number of ohms.
Diplomat. Above that battery, I don't know yeah, can you see it? There's a little plastic piece, and it's in there. And on the other side, there's a fuse. So if you do get things horribly wrong, and you've got a short on the coil, you won't blow the battery up. It'll just blow the fuse first. So
yeah, because when that started auto firing at 60 watt, I was frightening. Was next to it when it happened, and that it was the Nest, because there was so much juice in the Nest. By the time I got it off, it still hadn't burnt out.
It still hadn't burnt out. Yeah, it's frightening.
Yeah.
when I've had mechanical mods auto fire, and one that
God.
comes to mind was the Futoon. It was a God, what battery did that take? The real big fat 2650, I think they are, which is a real big fat chunky battery, and that auto fired, and the whole tube got red hot, and I remember running to the back door, opened the back door, and threw it like. I thought if that's going off, that's not going off in here.
Oh my God, that's a bit freaky though. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. Well, but of
I'm
course,
glad I'm on 13 watts, and that's mouth to lung
you'll
13
never
watts.
if it's basically if it's got a display on the screen, you'll never have a problem because that will, that will correct it for you. So it won't let you do anything silly or daft if it's regulated. So if you
Well,
can
I'm
change them,
hoping that it's within the warranty period, because I only got it, I think, 5 weeks ago.
should be.
So,
I would cover that for 3 months for people.
mm,
So that's what I would do. So yeah, I mean that's no time at all, and it doesn't look like you haven't sort of thrown it against a wall or abused it. It's just
not yet.
no, well, don't take it back first.
I've not done that. And actually it's, I've been mainly using it. So I got it to try to put the velour on.
Yeah,
Um so it's only been used 13 to 16 watts. Um yeah, so hopefully they'll sort it out, because that was my kind of mod that I didn't really mind getting a
they sh-
little bit
was that the
scratched.
vaping shop, the store that you went to?
Yes, I went to this vape shop, and because I'm new to vaping, I didn't know what to expect. But I walked in, having done a minor amount of research at home, and they couldn't tell me about nicotine strengths. They couldn't tell me what was in what was high, what was low, what was medium. They just couldn't tell me any information at all. So from there, I thought, I'm gonna have to
That's,
scope out this stuff online, maybe in forums and stuff.
yeah.
So yeah.
So as luck would have it, you stumbled on Nathan's channel right early on. See, I mean, I remember when I first, what was his name? Vape Don't Smoke, I think was his channel. Can't remember his name now. Someone on the chat will tell me. He's a lovely fella. But I remember when I first wanted an e-cig, and bear in mind then there weren't a lot of options. It was Kanga this, and I thought it was Inikin about then. I can't remember. And I thought, well, I'll just go online. I'll look for one of these e-cigs. I'll be 20 minutes. I'll just buy one and get on with the weekend. Like 2.5 hours later, I was more confused than when I first went on to have a look, and I'd bought nothing.
I totally get that. I totally get that.
Oh, yeah, I think is it your internet gone slow or mine? Oh, you're back now.
Mm,
That's all right. I had a little bit of fade off here for a second there. Right, have people been saying anything? Billy Lee Rice. Might have to order a nest on Friday. I recently got my dead rabbit MRTA out. I forgot how great mesh is for flavour. Give it a go. Give it a go. Let's have a resurgence of the nest. See,
I
if it was
fully
sold better, I would have come out with the trunk.
see. I really think that is fantastic. So
The trunk. I'm not sure if it. I had another tank on here, and I think it has leaked because the battery's soaked inside. So
oh
that's
no.
not good. I shall have to dry it out, and I wouldn't try and fire it like that because it probably would be a catastrophe. But yeah, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? That was like set up
Yeah,
to look good with the nest. But there you go. Mustn't dwell. Mustn't dwell.
I think it's great. I mean, I haven't that tokamak. I think it was a mouth to lung RDA, and
Yeah.
I do think maybe it's designed for throat hit. And I do like a bit of throat hit, not too much, but I'd never tried it direct to lung until I'd got this nest. I think it was only a couple of days ago, and yeah, it's all I need really. It's great.
Another,
Apart from putting nets in it, which means that I'm having to replace the cotton quite regularly.
yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too bad with the nest because there's a lot of cotton. But another one that you might like is, I think we're still got some of these. They're quite cheap. Is the futoon. They're quite old now, but that was a dripper. I'll see if I can enjoy it. This is just an old one. I don't think, was this a futoon? Yes, futoon. That was a company. I loved that company. They were South Korean, and the people were just really nice, and they brought out some real sort of innovation products. A little bit quirky, a little bit, you know, you had to have a brain a certain way to like them, but I liked them.
Are you selling it now then?
I think we're still some of these, but yeah, this. I'll show you this. This is shameful, but I'll show everyone. So I've just pulled it out. That's basically. I wonder if it'll. No, I won't fire it. I mean, it's literally. Let's go up close. There you go. So you've got your coil in the middle there, but I mean it won't hold. That's the cat.
Much as the nest.
It won't hold. Well, I don't know of any other dripper that will hold juice like that because nothing else was made like it. Put that over there. Sorry if everyone heard that through the microphone. Clonk. And yeah, it had an airflow adjustment, but they're a bit of fun. But again, at one point there was that many RDAs that so many, loads and loads, like and different post velocity decks they called them, which was, they came out. They were sort of two posts that you could put a dual coil in. Oh, everyone went mad over that. There was one actually called the Velocity. They were good. They were good times. We had some lovely sort of experimental type stuff coming through. And
Oh, I like that.
Some have stood the test of time, and some didn't. What else has everyone? Rosie, there you go. Mark Trigwell, you are a master in a few weeks. Well done. I think you were. You were a little hesitant. I hope you don't mind me saying this. It was one of your concerns that you hoped that people didn't consider you sort of not knowledgeable and that,
like, why has he got her on the show?
Yeah, kind of. And I think, but from my point of view, and I hope everyone in chat agrees with this, and if you do, just put a yes or something. I think it's important. We've found someone here that has had a problem, wants to vape, and has actually found the route to market to get everything right for them. And it's interesting. We as vapors, we sometimes forget, and we go on about the technical terms and RDA and RDTA, and you want this, you want that, you want the other, and you stand there like a rabbit in the headlights, thinking, "What the hell is this bloke on about?" And we do need, I think, as an industry, I've always said this, to simplify it. Don't confuse people. Just tell people the basic and if they're going to use abbreviated terms, tell them what that stands for and why, and then you can follow that journey, can't you? That sort of passage of play. But, I often find that even all industries do it. Look at politicians. They'll write this paragraph and put abbreviations, and we're supposed to know what, or pick FDA or something. You think, FDA, what the FDA? They could put what it is, couldn't they? Even if they did it once and then put brackets FDA, and then then reading who that organisation is. That's a silly example, but you know what I mean. And we do the same in the vaping industry. That's what I think. We haven't helped ourselves. Billy Lee Rice, Rosie, in no time you'll have at least 10 setups on the go at one
Yeah.
time. Welcome to the madness.
Oh, 4 is a bit too many already. Well, it was 5, but oh God. Mm.
Shrek. The amount of people that are willing to learn these days is a lot higher than 5 years ago. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is, Shrek. You're right, and it's gone full circle as well. It's gone from, we were mouth to lung to start with. I mean, I was only realising the other day that Naturevape has now been going 10 years, but at the start of Naturevape, it was like mouth to lung. Then it went direct lung with the weather generating products, and then it's come back really to mouth to lung again. It's gone full circle for a lot of people. That we've had I mean, there was cloud blowing competitions and all sorts of things. And really, when you think the best thing to put in your lungs is oxygen, yeah, okay, vaping's far better than smoking, but better than vaping is nothing, isn't it? So why are we having cloud competitions?
I've seen some of them. I'm like, what is happening?
You think about the logic of that, it's a bit silly, really, isn't it? What's this? Start a DIY. It's great, Mark. You should try it. It's talking to me. You talking to me? John Vaping Joker. I don't know if you're talking to someone in chat or who. Billy Leroy's got 15 on the go.
Oh my God.
Keith, he says it's even easier for him. He's 0 nicotine. He just likes the flavour. So, again, that's another market. There's not that many people that don't have some kind of nicotine. I mean, in mouth to lung, I'm normally at 9 milligram. That's my sweet spot. But to first give up, I was 18, because it was, I was like 40 Bensons a day. Then I was roll ups, and I needed something to satisfy my habit. And I've come down from 18 now, halved it down to 9. I kind of stuck at 9. I'm quite happy with 9. I could go down a bit more, but
Well, that first disposable they gave me, I had no understanding of nic salts like that. To me, they hadn't explained anything about it, and I felt, even though I was a heavy smoker, that was just, it made me feel sick. So when I went to the DIY, mixing, I
yeah,
thought, I'll start on 6 and see if that's all right. And I am vaping a lot more than I was smoking, I think, maybe because I can do it all the time inside. But I think 6 does hold me. So
you're on 6. Well, that's good.
yeah,
You can,
yeah.
I think if you can sort of kind of stay on 6, that's a good place to be. I would say. But I did feel I needed more. I mean, obviously, there's you probably wouldn't get it with 6. I wouldn't say, but like I remember, I tried to vape a dripper on 18 in the beginning.
Oh my God.
I did, honestly. I was like,
Why?
I wonder I got this dripper. I think it was Keith Parker told me about it. He's a reviewer, and he said, "You got to try it, Mark." And I didn't have any 3 milligram juice. I just had my 18, so I blocked it, and I thought that'd be all right. And I was watching a film. I thought, "That's all right." This vaping away, chugging away, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh God, oh, what's going on? Where's the floor?"
How long did it take to recover from that, though?
Not that long. I whacked some. I drank plenty of water, and it didn't take that long, but it wasn't a nice feeling. It really wasn't. I didn't like it at all. And
That's how I felt off those 20 nic salts, which goes to show how strong that is when it's a heavy smoker going to that, and it's too much.
some of
But
those disposables aren't even 20. When they test them, they've been higher than that. So, and that's probably why. And salts. I'm not a massive fan of salts in general. Anyway, they tend to make me sneeze. But and some worse than others. Some I might as well take snuff. That's my favourite chew.
Yeah.
Crikey, Shrek, what are you like? Naturevape, still vape at 300 watts. Proper
Oh my God. Wow.
Daniel, Naturevape, as you know, Mark, I only reserve the C word for certain old people. Yeah. Daniel doesn't actually swear, really, worth talking about at all, even in real life when I talk to him. So that shocked me a bit when I saw that in chat.
Someone was asking me if I've got a charger that does 21,700. No, I don't think I have.
So
All the batteries are
it,
18,650s that I've got.
it's just an 18, because some chargers will take a lot on a spring. So you'll have 18,350, 500, 650, or 21,700.
It might be. I think.
Yeah. Kieran's,
Maybe, yeah.
some of the Nest reviews were just pure hatchet jobs. Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind, Kieran, never mind. I'm a big boy. I'm over it. Having a few bevies. Matafina is an exquisite favourite elixir. One of my favourites. Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? Matafina. So what is your favourite of the nets so far?
Oh, God. Favourite. This is so hard because that Virginia Grand Reserva mixed at 5% is absolutely stunning. I haven't tried the standard, so I can't compare it. And I think Virginia is probably the all-day vape. But since I've tried that signature Kentucky, that's been creeping into the day a bit as well. And yeah, Matafina as well, I'd say, and St. George. But if I had to choose one, I was going to say the Grand Reserve of Virginia, but this Kentucky is really nice as well.
Kentucky is nice. I like the Kentucky. I haven't had that for a little while, actually. I think I may well go for one of those very shortly. Jonathan Powell, JP, evening to you. Hi, Mark. I'm an avid collector of net liquid. Laid down a lot of stock. I keep these in the coolest place in the dark. Is this for me or someone else? No, it's for me. Am I in danger of these degrading over time? St. George is fabulous. No, I think you got, like, if you haven't mixed them, you got months and months of, if you store them right, as long as you don't sort of leave them in the greenhouse or something, they'll be good for months, absolutely months. Why would it go off? It wouldn't go off, JP, at all. You'll be fine. You'll be good. Don't worry. The mix, the mix mod. They were indestructible. They are. You got one. They are indestructible. They're just
Depths of more.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
She hasn't hazed it. Hazed it.
Hazed it.
Is he talking about Jay Hayes? I don't know. Don't know what he's talking about. Explain yourself, Shrek. Rosie, this is from Coil. Rosie, mechanical mod hits at the full voltage in a battery. So if your battery is full, you'll get 4.2 volts. If it's hitting a 0.2 ohm coil at about 85 to 90 watts.
I haven't got any mechanical mods. I would not know where to start with those. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they settle down to about 3.7 volts pretty quickly. I quite like a mech mod, actually, but I think the best way forward, certainly anyone else listening out there, experienced or non, I suppose, I usually put it on either an ohms tester or a regulated mod, check that the ohms are right, then I'll transfer it onto a mech mod. I wouldn't just go straight to a mech mod and hope, which I'm sure some people do. But Evening all. Laid back vape show. Ian, evening to you. How are you?
Daphne.
Daphne. Geek Vape Aegis Solo is a good beta mod if they still sell those. Tough. Yeah, they were. I mean, they're the Aegis. I had one somewhere, but they are like a bit of a. I mean, all the mods you've got are quite small, feet like, but the Aegis is a bit of a thumper. It's a bit of a big one, really.
I don't mind a bigger one if it was just to keep at home. And for this nest, I would like to try it a bit higher than 60. But I don't know which one to go for.
You're welcome, JP. I might do a retro review of the Nest. Shrek. So, Shrek, would you like some pre-built coils? Or are you going to go hardcore and build it yourself? I must admit, I did cheat on mine. I did put a pre-built coil in. I didn't wrap it myself. And yeah, so I'll confess.
As hard as you think it'll be, though, is it? When you try it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, and today, like I said, it was the first time I've built it with our new cotton, like the shoelacy cotton, and it's so easy to wrap round and pack around the outside. I mean, there you go. I haven't topped that up the whole show. All right, I haven't been vaping it the whole show.
See what it's like. Probably needs a little bit, but maybe not.
Yeah, but I guarantee it will still keep going. That's a whistler. It does whistle a bit, that one. Oh, I didn't know the airflow quite open.
I like the airflow right open.
Yeah, it's better if you close it. There is actually a bit of a whistle when you shut it a bit, but if you got it fully open, it doesn't whistle. It's getting a bit hazy in here.
It is.
That was Daniel who asked you about the 21700s battery. I think knowing Daniel, he's such a lovely fella. He's probably got a mod he had in mind to donate to you. Knowing Daniel like I do. It's too nice he is, Daniel. Too nice.
Oh.
You should have a group member on a weekly interview. Yeah, it'd be quite good. I mean, there's how can I put this nicely? I remember years ago, someone said, "Can I come on the show?" And, yeah, of course you can. Come on. And he spent the whole show laying on his sofa with his phone in his hand like this, and then like eating his tea and all. And I thought that's not the idea of coming on the
show. Wow.
So, maybe. I mean, and I was confident you weren't going to be like that, Rose. But there are some and some. But yeah, good idea, Coil. Yes, be all right. Be good. Thank you, Daniel, with his diverse set of hands.
Oh.
Right, that was a chat within chat. So has anyone got anything else that they feel they'd like to ask Rosie while we've got her on the show? Any questions that you're curious about? And yeah, Shrek was mouth to lung from 2008, and 2015 onwards is direct to lung to now. I'm talking to you, Fabian Joker. I'm talking to you. Talking to me. I can't remember what he said now. What did he say? I can't remember. I'm not scrolling back. Can't remember. Anyone else got anything? Jay, evening Jay. Jay's vape reviews. Oh, Jay's Electronic Tinker Shack. Well, there you go. That's something else altogether. Billy Lee. I went from 26 or 30 roll-ups a day, depending on what I could afford, to 6 milligram. Never wanted to up my nick because I love vaping. I prefer vaping more to having a stronger liquid. Yeah, I mean, I went on roll-ups to try and give up smoking. I thought that might be a good way forward because I thought I can't be bothered to sit and roll them all the time, so I'll probably smoke less. But the reality was I smoked more, and I even sat there at night making about 20 for the next day, put them in a tin. Oh, it's horrendous, isn't it? Really, it is. But I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed smoking. I loved it.
Oh, I did. I absolutely adored it.
You know, and a little bit of what you fancy, does it hurt you? And clearly it
Mm.
does because we get pneumonia or whatever. But I just think it's a bit like chocolate. Why shouldn't you have some chocolate? If you love your chocolate and it makes you happy, have some chocolate. You know, and I think I get quite tetchy when the government tell you what you should and you shouldn't do. And we're going to put extra tax on that because that's not good for you. Those biscuits, you mustn't have so many biscuits. I just think, leave us alone. Um, Thanks, Keith. Such a nice chap. It was the Haku Vena RDA mark, 15 milligram dickhead. Thanks, Keith. Daniel wants to know, do you know what your charger is called?
Oh, it's from memory. AWTC4. Don't know any more about it than that.
I don't even know what that one is.
I think, where did I get it from? Is it vape time or something like that?
That would take anything. It would like it's yours
It
got
looks like that,
springs
yeah.
like that.
It's got springs. I think in the specification it doesn't say 21700, but it might do it.
Yeah, it would
I
say
know I know where I found it now. It was I
on
was
this.
trying to find
It was
18500 batteries
18500.
for the balance because I wanted to use it in
Oh, did you? Yeah,
that
there's
mode
not many
with
18
Kerala.
batteries, unfortunately. I wish they did do them a bit better.
Mm.
Right, I'll see if I can focus on John Vaping Joker now because I was rude. I started smoking at the age of 12 and gave it up in 2011. Will never smoke again after seeing what my mum went through. That's why I stopped. Love vaping and will never stop. Yep, that's fair enough. Exactly. If you like it, you like it. Daniel, 3 milligram mouth to lung. Yep. Mark Trigwell, Mark and Rosie, awesome show. A repeatable formula for sure. I want you
Oh.
back, Rosie. I want you back. Have you enjoyed it?
I really have, and I've never been on any show before, and I was a bit worried that because I don't know a lot because I've only just started it, that I wouldn't really have anything to say. But yeah, like I was persuaded, I think, by, for me it did come down to I had to stop smoking. Um, and the only way I was able to do it was by finding the net and by finding, yeah, you and Nathan really, and seeing how people build things so I can follow it step by step and get to the point where I don't need to watch a video to do it myself. And yeah, yeah, I have enjoyed it actually. Yeah, I really
Good.
have.
To be honest, it's certainly made it easier for me because it is hard when you're just on your own to
Mm.
try and keep the there's no one to bounce off, and you keep try and keep the comment. You think, oh, I talk to myself. Has everyone gone to sleep?
I don't think I could do that. Oh God, it would just be me and Daphne. She's not made an appearance yet, but she is famous for works.
Winston hasn't come up yet either. He's normally snorting at the door, but he hasn't done that yet. I'll see if I can get him up in a minute. Anyone who wants to see Winston, let me know and I'll get him up. Billy Lee Rice, I wasn't a fan of mouth to lung once I found direct to lung was a thing. But recently I bought a mouth to lung tank, the Albrecht V2, and I'm slowly appreciating mouth to lung again. Yeah, I think it's the Albrecht is a good
I
answer.
like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's a nice one. I had laid back. Ian, yeah, I had fun with it. Ian, bless Ian's heart. I like Ian. He's laid back vape tray. He was more of a, and still is, a stock coil man. Plug it in, play, vape, and he's always struggled with rebuildables, and he's been quite open and honest about the fact that he struggles with them. And I asked him if he'd do a review on the Nest. He said, "Well, I will, but I think it could be a bit of a shit show." I said, "Oh, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Just do your best, and no one's going to criticise you." And to be fair, that's where he's just put, "I had fun with the Nest," but it wasn't bad. He did it okay, and it was nice that he did that review. And thank you for that. One of the sincere reviews that was.
Oh, my cat's meowing now.
I heard it. I heard it.
Daphne, here she is. Come on, Daphne. Here she is.
Here's Daphne.
This is my little sidekick.
Daphne. Not listening. This camera shy look she is.
She's a rescue cat. So when I adopted her, she'd been raised in a cat carrier for a year.
Crikey.
So she had a very horrendous start to life. And when I first had her, she wouldn't come out from behind the door for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, I've had her for 8 years now, and yeah, she's amazing.
Bless.
And she doesn't shake behind the door anymore. I mean, she is camera shy, that's for sure. But
just a recommendation. Jay says that paranormal. Just a couple of mod recommendations. I did flash it up, but I'll flash it up again. Thank you, Jay. There's plenty, really. There are plenty. I can help you with that, I'm sure.
That'd be great.
Coil, Rosie, mechanicals are like another branch of vaping. Best to get someone to show you the way it all works before ever pushing the button. That's good advice, Coil. Good advice. Yeah.
I wouldn't know what I was doing with one of those.
They are, yeah, they are a bit of another world. And like I said, when that one I had auto fired on me, I was like, I couldn't turn it off. I was like, whoa.
Oh my
God. Good job I wasn't in the centre of Norwich, wasn't it? Way, sorry, mate.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh God, I was just glad that it was the Nest on it when it happened, because it did have some juice left in it, but it was auto firing at 60 watts for quite a while before I could get it off, and it was still that it still had some juice left. I was like, thank God the Nest was on there.
It should really have cut out, but now you say it doesn't even work at all.
Doesn't work at all. So I did send I rang Innokin, and they said, "Oh, it shouldn't do that." I'm like, I know. It doesn't work anymore. Yeah. So I mean, the screen's still coming on, and when I press the fire button, it's saying the voltage and everything. So I don't know what's happened to it, but I'm a bit wary of it now.
I was going to say, the trouble is now, even if that it started to work again, you'd never trust it, would you?
No, and it's freaked me out a bit because trying to get the Nest off, and it was boiling hot. And
another good reason, everybody, why you don't leave your e-cigs on charge overnight when you go to bed. You should never do it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people do.
Well, in fact, I'd only had it on charge for about 20 minutes because I never leave them on overnight.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at it to see how charged it was, and it was just firing. So, yeah.
Shrek already bought the pre-built coils in order, but I'll do hardcore as well. I like a challenge. So I recall I didn't have any issues building it back in the day. No, I don't think you did, Shrek. I don't think you did have any issues with it. Right, I've been a bit lazy on chat, so I'll scroll through a bit. Daniel says, I remember that. It was your second show. He's referring to the chap who sat on the sofa. I honestly can't remember his name, but I just I must have been. I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, I'd someone else, and this guy was a reviewer, and a lot of you will probably know who I'm talking about. This was more recently. He was eating his dinner. He's like had it on the coffee table while he's talking, and I thought, well, that's bad enough. Then he got his plate, Rosie. Here's his plate. Where's the camera? There. He got his plate and his knife, and he like went like this, and then he got his knife and just fed it all in his mouth. I was like, oh my god!
Maybe I should bring my dinner along.
I've never even seen that style of eating before.
Oh my god!
I thought, he's a plasterer or something. Is Mark behind on chat as usual? Yeah, 'cause I always am. Always.
Oh, someone said best to put that mod in the bin once it auto-fires. When I rang Innikin, they said they want me to turn it back on, put the tank on the top, press the fire button, and film the fact it's not firing. Which seems, I know they've got to have proof it's not working, but
Yeah, so did you buy it online then, or at a shop?
No, I bought it at the vape shop. The
Take
vape
it back
shop,
to
I
the
went
shop.
in and asked for advice, and they said, I don't know.
I would still take it. That's where you bought it. So I would just take it back to the shop and just ask for a refund. I'd like a refund, please.
It's been over 30 days, though.
It's all right. It's faulty, isn't it?
Mm.
The shop should still. You shouldn't have to go to Innikin for that. I certainly wouldn't. I'd just deal with it, get it dealt with. So they should do. I would take it back to the shop.
I'll give it a try. They seem very
Michael O, hi all, evening to you. So, any of your friends tuning in tonight, Rosie? I haven't seen anyone new. Did you tell everyone, or did you keep it a big secret?
No, total secret. Yeah, total secret.
You can tell them after you finish.
I didn't know whether I'd just be terrible. So I was like, I'm not anyone watching this.
No, certainly not that. Certainly not that. Daniel, Naturevape, Rosie have been a breath of fresh air. Really nice to put a face to the name. Again, well done on your vaping journey so far, and hope you are back to full strength soon. Great show. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.
What else have we got? That's someone chat within chat. Here's another lady that's been a customer for a long time. Laurie. Laurie's also in our little merry group.
Yeah.
So, and she's always been happy. It's just I hope you agree. It's just a friendly little group, and everyone helps everyone. There's not masses of people in it, but the people that are in there, we don't get any silliness or anything like that. It's just all about the vaping, which is what the idea of a group is, I think. Rick Alexander. Now, this man can only buy stuff in pairs. Evening, Rick. Only just got back to the hotel. Sorry I missed the chat. Just starting to watch the show. Look forward to trying the Valor. So you only bought one, didn't you, Rick? Which is not like you. Everything he buys, he has to buy two.
I love it.
Yeah, Rosie likes a Valor. I think it's cracking. For the price point, I think it's brilliant. I've had high-end RTAs worse than that, that's for sure. Yeah, you're all right, Laurie. Nice to have you join us. As if you can't tell, this is Rosie in our chat, and her name is under her face. What else have we got here? Naturevape. Just Charles Daniel. All right. Just check, Rosie. It doesn't do 21,700. Don't worry, I'll sort something. There you
go.
Oh. Right. I think the rest is. Oh, let's see Winston. Oh, hang on. Everyone's Winston. Let me see if I can get him. I haven't needed to put my phone up on the screen tonight, and there was me checking it worked. Oh, I better move my drink. Hang on. Winston. Winston.
Oh, Daphne isn't going to like this.
Is he asleep? Come on, look. Good boy. Come on then, come and say hello. Come on then. Oh, Christ. It's me knocking everything over. Come on, Winston. Here. Come and say hello. Good boy. We're hot. Come on then. Here he is.
Hello.
Who's that in there? Yeah.
Hi, Winston.
You're a big boy. You are.
He's lovely. Oh.
There he is. For the size of him, though, he's not actually that clumsy. Because he's a big lad, aren't you, Winston? There's not a lot of room in there. Oh, God, I did knock everything flying. Right, where are we? So there you go, Gary. There's Winston. Job done. Oh, looks like Coyle is going to start reviewing. What's this? 80% housebound, so I have a few lines to review. Review my vape gear I have. Why not? Exactly. Give it a go, Coyle. Look out, Vic. Here I come. Give it a go. You'll realise it is hard when you're doing the build on a camera. It's so easy when you got it in front of you here and you're like doing your build. That's dead easy, really. I find it quite easy. But put it on a table. Worry about where the camera is, where your fingers are in the way of it and stuff like that. And you're like white knuckled, stressing. It's like, oh, finished.
But it's so useful for people like me. I just couldn't have done it without watching how you and Nathan have built stuff.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. That's great news, isn't it? So, that's for me anyway. That's what it's. And I'm sure it is for Nathan because he's means a lot to him. I know.
Yeah.
So, Ian likes Daphne. There you go.
Oh yes, everyone loves Daphne. She's famous at work.
Mark Morrison, evening to you. Great show, Mark and Rosie. Well done, Rosie. Mastering rebuilding so quickly is amazing and the best way to appreciate nets.
It is, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Jay says it's possibly a faulty fire, but it doesn't matter, Jay. If it's faulty, it's faulty. Jay repairs a lot of mods, I suppose, so he's going to immediately think, what's wrong with it? But the reality is cheap mod, isn't it? The cool fire. It's not an expensive one. And I wouldn't, if it's faulty, I just wouldn't want it again, personally. I wouldn't anyway. There you go. Yeah, there's Shrek says, best to put that mod in the bin. Once it auto fires, nope.
Yeah. It freaked me out, actually. It was a bit like, oh, God.
Yeah. Coyle, is that any way to behave? Tell a shop they'll go on social media blast. If no refund. They should anyway. You shouldn't have to threaten. They should.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they will. We'll see. I'll try. I'm going to take it back and, they can try it themselves. But it is over 30 days. I think I got it about 3 days before I put in the order for the velour. So
right.
It has been a month. So,
Right. Okay. Well, I think Panic Purchase. I don't know what that one was.
Panic Purchase. I was like that with the Diplomat because I've never gone on the site when something new has been added. And it was me insane. Like I was on the phone all the time.
You kind of, it's almost like that little devil on your shoulder then, isn't it? It's like, I need to buy it because they won't be about for long. And if I don't, I might regret it. So I have to. And it's that kind of feeling. But I might be wrong. Do you regret buying it?
Absolutely not. And I don't regret buying because I didn't know whether to get the Church Warden set or the nose warmer set, and I went for the nose warmer because of the net, you know, the fact that I'm re-wicking so often. But one thing I found, I don't know whether this is me doing something wrong, I actually think it when I use the top fill, if I fill it too well, not, you know, over full, it can sometimes have, it's like I need to undo the top a bit and then put it back on for it to be vaping properly.
Yeah,
So I just bottom fill it anyway, even the top fills.
yeah. I think I was speaking to Keith Parker, and he said so. He prefers it in bottom fill. He said he was getting the odd leak on top fill, and he just prefers bottom fill, so he bottom fills it every time.
Yeah,
Um,
I do, yeah.
yeah. Danny again, thank you, Martin Rose, for a really great show. Thank you for my fellow spanners. It's easy for you to say. Lynn, Laurie, thanks. Chat, lots of friendly banter and questions. Till next time, stay safe. Thank you, Daniel. Winston the Woofit. Yeah, the Woofit. Billy Lee, fantastic show. So happy to see more females on the screen. Yeah, I mean, we've always had like Laurie in chat. There was a lady called Maggie as well. She was really into rebuildables, and she still orders from time to time. But she kind of had everything she needed, I think, and thought, I'm happy now. I've got what I need. But yeah, so it's not just an industry for blokes. I don't think there's no reason why we shouldn't all benefit from what we want to do. If you've got the kind of, like I think I said to you, if you're a tinkerer and you enjoy making, building, crafty person, whatever. I don't mean crafty as in devious. I mean as in like crafts. Then and you enjoy it, you don't have to be a man to do that, do you? And why not? Get involved. What's this coil? Naturevape. What do you have on that tacket 18.3? How did you see the tacket and where is it? Did I knock it over? Was that one of the ones? Where is my tacket? How could you see my tacket when I can't? I don't think there's anything on it now, but I'm confused. No, you couldn't have seen it. You must just know that I've got a tacket. Tacket is a little 18350 mod. Don't know.
No, I really like the balance in the 18350 mode with the velour on it. It's tiny.
It is tiny. For me, I find the 18350s lack a bit of that punch.
They do. Yeah.
You can only vape them for a couple of hours, and then really, what put another battery in, don't you? That's the problem. Jay, a Diplomat is a belter. I've not had long. Had an Aslam RTA, which is very fancy mods. Right, I think we're about there. The chats keep coming in. Rick,
Goes 20 to 11.
It passes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to do an hour and a half. So I don't know where the time goes. No one in London seems to use RTAs. They all use pods and those ciggy type vapes. That's a rash state. No one in London. But I guess if you're out in London, you probably take a cheapie out with you in case you lose it or whatever. Right. Well, I've enjoyed tonight. I think Daniel's right. It has been a bit like a breath of fresh air. It's nice to have someone on the channel. Next week, hopefully, I should have Roberto on here and Nathan as well.
Oh, great.
So that'll be nice. Looking forward to that. Unfortunately, Roberto was going to come on this week, but he got called away or something. He couldn't make it, so we've had to delay. But yeah, so I've enjoyed tonight. The chat, as always, has been good. It's been some nice, sensible chat, which we always like. It's always good. And nice to hear a new sort of perspective on vaping, Rosie, that your experience of trying it and the alleyways you went down to get to where you are. So it's good. It's interesting. So, would you like to say your good nights to everybody? I basically.
Yeah, no, thank you to well, to Mark and also to everyone in that Naturevape WhatsApp group, because it's felt like, I mean, since coming out of hospital, I live on my own anyway, but because I was so ill, I was really isolated. So it's been really nice for me to be able to connect with other people, and know that there's somewhere I can ask questions when I'm not sure about stuff. Um, so yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
No,
I've
you're very,
really enjoyed it.
very welcome. I've enjoyed it. I was just clicking on a few of the nice comments coming in at the end there, and yeah,
Oh,
well done, Rosie. It's coming from Rick Bosch and Laurie. Put Laurie's on as well. She's sitting in bed in Kenya. There you go. All right, okay. Well, as I say, thanks everyone in chat. It's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it. It's just like a chill on a Tuesday night, isn't it? So it's nice having a friendly sort of chat. It was, yes,
sorry.
it's mortifying and hilarious. Yeah, it was good, but it was nice to have you on as well, Laurie. Yeah, so until next week, hopefully the 9th, where we should have those two people on
Great.
the show as well. That would be really good. So until then, take care. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Take care.